Hey guys, so we're going to do a reading and stuff. Yeah, let me turn that around, Isis energy. So we're going to do a read because there's a lot going on with some states, like Maine, for example, taking Trump off the ballot. Okay, they're trying to do that because, one of the things they're saying is, we got the 14th Amendment and, participating in an insurrection, you shouldn't be able to be on the ballot. Okay, so this is a strategy that's going down, and it's actually Republicans that are behind it. Okay, so there's people that want to protect the Constitution. They do not want a fascist running the country, which is what it would be if Trump got elected. Okay, so there are those that are trying to take him down. So, but everything is going to the Supreme Court. Now, one of the things about the Supreme Court, we know that it's very Republican backed, and we know Trump put them on the bench. So, are they going to sit there and, are they really going to go by, the Constitution? Because they got to interpret, okay, what the founding fathers meant, okay, by this. So, let's go and read the news real quick, and then we're going to do a read and see if we can predict what the Supreme Court's going to do. The Supreme Court on Friday, that's today, agreed to consider whether former President Donald Trump could be deemed ineligible to run for federal office again because of his actions leading up to the January 6th attack on the Capitol, case that could have a seismic impact on the presidential election. So the justices will review a decision. Okay, so this will be for the Colorado Supreme Court. It said Trump could be barred from the Republican primary ballot in that state. But the U.S. Supreme Court ruling is likely to have national repercussions, potentially setting guidelines that would determine how every other state would handle the issue. Of course, that's the point, and that's why Trump and his people want to take it to the Supreme Court. The brief order said the case would be argued on an accelerated schedule on February 8th, indicating that a ruling will follow soon after. And then one other state, Maine, has issued a similar decision saying that Trump cannot appear on the ballot. Like the Colorado ruling, the Maine decision is on hold while litigation continues. Trump remains on the ballot in most states. So it's under litigation, but that's what they've said. And then here we've got, and this is MSNBC News, by the way. And then we're glad Supreme Court will definitely decide whether Donald Trump can be on the ballot. And we'll keep it short, but you guys can read it, but this is the big news. So the thing is the Supreme Court going to actually go by the Constitution, okay? Because I think we know he incited an insurrection, okay? And we all saw it with our own two eyes. We saw him up at the mic and everything. He said he'd be at the Capitol, but he ran to the White House and watched the shit on TV while everybody else took the fall. Okay? And we're going to hear about that when Jack, and him go to court. They're going to go head to head. The two Geminis, okay, are going to face off. And see, to me, this is what I kind of feel. I'm going to see what the cards say. It would be too easy, okay, if the Supreme Court said the states could do that, because then other states could take him off, especially the ones that are Democrat. And I just feel it's not going to be that easy, because I feel overall there is a test. There is a test among Americans, and everything, that will you still support with all the evidence that we're going to see come in March with the big trial. I mean, what we saw, over, this, winter and stuff, with the lawsuit and everything is one thing, but this is going to have to do with trying to cheat the election. Okay, claiming the election is stolen and trying to get votes and all this stuff. And we know Jack Smith is pretty experienced, unlike his crappy lawyers, because everybody dumped him because he wouldn't pay him and stuff like that. Okay, so it's going to be a three-ring circus, but he's going to show all the evidence. But what I kind of feel, and I feel like the 144K kind of knows, is that Spirit's kind of trying to lay it out and present the truth before everyone's eyes, to the point that it's just undisputable. And if people still support him, even after everything is proven, why would you? Okay, then what's going inside you that you would still support that? Okay, that's the big thing. God is good all the time though, guys. So remember that even when you see this and stuff, the Tao has to balance. It can seem like the darkness is winning and here comes the light, okay? But that's the thing, the light is especially about the truth, shining light in the darkness. And that's what we've been seeing it in 2023, especially lots of uncovering. And there's recordings and evidence. We got a bathroom full of documents, and people are just duping themselves if they still support him at this point. But I just look at that and it's like, would it be made that easy that the Supreme Court will be like, yes, states, you can keep him off the ballot? Okay. And then I know how jacked up the Supreme Court is. It's corrupt. I mean, we got Clarence Thomas taking bribes. Okay. And stuff, they're pretty much bought and paid for. Okay. They're owned. A lot of people in Congress are owned. And so is the Supreme Court. So what's going to happen? But let's see what the cards say. That's just kind of my feel. It just seems like it'd be too easy to get it done if the Supreme Court says. But I don't want to say anything or let affirmative until I pull cards. So let's go ahead and see what's going on. But it's very interesting what's going to happen. And I'll be, of course, reading all kinds of stuff throughout the year. Like I want to cover definitely the trial. And, Jack Smith, I'm probably going to have more than one read for that thing and stuff. So let's go ahead and see. So I think for Trump, obviously, the defeat card is he is defeated, okay? And victory, then Trump is victorious, and he can stay on the ballot. So we're going to try to see it that way. So Spirit knows in advance that's what I'm looking for. But the thing is, yes, he packed the Supreme Court, with the justices. There's a lot of Republicans on there. And, I kind of wonder sometimes, what has he got on these people? You know what I'm saying? What has Trump got on these people, That's why a lot of people kiss his ass. Because he's got a lot on people. But they got a lot on him, too. There we go. There's justice. The adjustment card, but that is justice. Yeah, we got the Geminis here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The Gemini twins. Okay. I'm very curious. We're going to try to see. I mean, he should be taken off because there was an insurrection. But, if the states can't do this, if they're going to override what the state Supreme Court has said, okay, let's go and see. Very first card. And we got power. We got the Four of Pentacles, power and stuff. See, that's the thing that I'm concerned about. Now, this is Sun in Capricorn energy. And it, it's kind of, the whole thing has been kicked off during the month of Capricorn. There is that. Okay, but it's going to be going further in February is when it's actually going to be heard. They're speeding it up. It needs to get done. But looking at this, money, power, Supreme Court definitely has a lot of power in this country. And they've already abused their power by removing women's rights. They, have no moral compass at this point, okay? They're paid for with money. That's what it's saying, Four of Pentacles, okay? So we understand that power because they're paid for, okay? They're all bought and paid for. How they got appointed is because people with money put them up there, okay? So we know it's sketch. So I do get the crossing card as a Chariot. They know, as far as going forward with this and everything, what could happen, if he stays on the ballots, he could potentially have a victory. Now, don't worry, I'm not going to be reading on the who's going to win the presidency. There's a strategy with that. Let me get adjusted here. Okay, so there's a 3D, 5D split. That's the reason why. But they know that if they end up ruling, yes, he can be on the ballot, run, possibly get a victory. And I kind of feel, though, at the same time, even though these justices are bought and paid for, that they may not necessarily want that, okay? There's that, too. So let's go in the hidden area. Oh, that's where we really want to go. Okay, oh, we got the tower. So the tower really is the insurrection itself. It was chaotic. They attacked the Capitol. So we'll say the tower in this case was the Capitol. It was a disaster. It was very violent. People died. Cops committed suicide. And I'm sure the Supreme Court, and yes, it's got an all seeing eye on this card. And I'm sure the Supreme Court is aware, there's some stuff there that, look what's coming, if they let him do this thing. I mean, their job would be obsolete. So one thing about it is there would probably be no more Supreme Court after this. Okay, at least the way it is. Because there'd be no Constitution if Trump, what would they have a job for if the Constitution is gone? Right? And then we've got the lust for power. We've got the lust card. It's all, I feel that they understand that he has a lust for power to the point that he didn't want to leave, and he incited an insurrection. I feel the Supreme Court is very aware. They are not idiots, and they know he incited an insurrection. Okay, there's plenty of evidence for this. Okay, so let's kind of go ahead and see. Ruin. Yeah, Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords and stuff. There were people who died in it and things like that. They shouldn't die in vain. Stuff. But really, he's if he wins and everything, he would ruin all of democracy. It would be a complete disaster and stuff. So I feel they know that. So even though they're court-appointed Trump people and stuff, they know their job is obsolete. They're done. Because the Constitution, once it's removed, there's no point in them having a job, right? Okay, so there's that. They know everything's ruined. If they have any respect for the Constitution at all, okay, they know they got to protect and preserve it from him, okay, and all this stuff. So there's that. So I am getting a little idea here. There's probably been some quiet discussions amongst themselves. They know he's what he is, okay? They're not dumbasses, okay? Now let's go ahead and see what's going to be coming up in February with this. I do get the defeat card, okay? There is that. Okay, remember what I said? Victory for Trump or defeat for Trump. But let's still look. We're not done. Will he be defeated here? That's kind of shocking. Yeah, we got the devil, and we know who he is. Okay, there is that. And I've also got the cruelty card. The whole thing was cruel. The act was cruel and everything, with it. That he thought this was funny. He was having a good fucking time. Okay. Now, I have to say, though, if they rule that this can be done, which the defeat card is there, okay, which is promising, and because that's what I asked for. If he's defeated in court and stuff, and they could take him off the ballot, show me the defeat card. The defeat card does show. But if this is going to happen, it doesn't mean he still can't win, okay? Because, if people come out in big droves and all that, just because he's taken off some states, he could still win. Okay, so there's that. How many states would really do this? Okay, so it's promising. I do get the completion card popping up in there. I'm hoping that means he only did 4 years, and that's that. Okay, so, or at least that's their intent. Because like I said, I'm not reading who wins. They're still, we don't even know if Trump is necessarily going to run against Biden. I just got some feels that could change. I'm really rooting for Marianne Williamson. Okay, so we got the Magician is popping up in there. There is manifestation going on. Oh, yeah, there's magic. Okay, so let's kind of look at, I'd like to get a little look-see at Trump. How's he feeling about all this? Is he feeling confident? Is he feeling cocky? Is he scared? What's going on? So with the Emperor, that's who he wants to be, He wants to, take, obviously this is the God of War, but he wants to be the ruler, okay, of America. Not necessarily by the people for the people. He wants to rule over, okay? That's what he's got, big dreams and stuff, to be emperor. We've got that. But Age of Aquarius is coming in here. Pluto is going to go in Aquarius on January 21st. Saturn is in Aquarius now. So he's up against, the Age of Aquarius here. We're going to 5D consciousness and stuff, and a lot of people are waking up and being enlightened. But the gain card, yes, he's looking at what he can gain and so forth, which is, anyway, he can get the presidency. He'll lie, cheat, steal. We know this. Let's look at the environment and stuff. Yes, he's a narcissist. 4 of Cups can be the narcissist card. Absolutely. And stuff. And of course, he's, money. He's all about the money. He's, we know that, he's bought and paid for completely by other countries. We know that and everything. He's all about the money. Anything to line his pockets. He'll even sell out an entire country, America, and democracy and stuff. And then the hopes and fears, we've got the Empress energy popping up in there. Oh, I know we need the Divine Feminine to come conquer Aries. Okay, there's that. The outcome card. Yes. The Knight of Wands, I can see that, well, definitely the insurrectionists were definitely Knight of Wands fire. There could be some people very upset with the Supreme Court ruling because it looks like he's defeated. And the Hermit energy, he's probably going to possibly kind of go into seclusion after this because he's going to be licking his wounds and stuff like that. And, really the American people, hardworking American people, you need to wake up, smell the coffee and stuff. We don't want a dictator to be running this country. So far, I'm a little surprised by it, but I'm actually getting that the Supreme Court, if everything is correct, because I do get the defeat card coming in the very near future position, okay, which I'm looking at what's going to be decided, that they're actually going to say that states can keep him off the ballot. It technically is, appropriate because he did incite insurrection. We have evidence before our eyes here, and I feel that even though they are Trump appointed, they understand if he wins, they're out of a job. Okay, because he's gonna completely take out the Constitution. So what is their purpose? It wouldn't be to uphold the Constitution. That's the whole purpose of Supreme Court justices. So everything is just, they know that, and everything would be a disaster. So they understand they have to protect it, and they also have to go by what the founding fathers intended. They have everything in there. These protections to stop something like this from happening. So they have to uphold what the founding fathers intended with those protections. So it looks like he gets a defeat card. I'm a little surprised by it because I know, he may have got him on the bench and stuff. But they have done some interesting rulings. Like, of course, we know when he was trying to take things to Supreme Court to overturn the election, they did not rule in his favor. They didn't. Okay, so there is that. So here we are. We should get a defeat. So we will see if this prediction is correct in February. And it would be incredibly helpful. It doesn't mean it would stop him from winning. But, the age of Aquarius is here and we're going to 5D consciousness. There's a lot of hope here. And, of course, there's going to be a really interesting trial coming up. I'm really looking forward to seeing, Jack Smith kick some serious ass. Oh, I'm ready for it. It's going to be better than this trial we had, where he's got to pay money and stuff. All right, you guys, have a good one.